What is going on, guys? So we're out here with Jeff and Steve today, just getting some seat time in on my backyard track, and we actually picked like the best day to do it. It's like almost 60 degrees. I wanted to go over some things about the race and talk about the beta. But before we do that, I wanted to say I've been watching this show called Cobra Kai. Some of y'all probably watch it, and I'm really getting into this 80s big hair band metal music kick. So I'm gonna forego the monetization and just randomly insert some awesome music. Sorry about that. I had to do a little tribute because I have been MIA for about a year and a half now. And yes, we are back in the game. The next race is in about a month and a half, 2 months. Again, with everything going on in the world, I cannot make any promises. I don't know if the thing's going to get shut down. I would. But it's scheduled. We'll see. I wanted to talk to y'all today about this beta and some things I've noticed. With the exception to the stock tires, I don't like them, but they're really not too bad, unless you're doing the shit I was doing in mud. When it gets muddy, that's bad. Uh-oh, Steve cut the track. He's gonna try to lead us. Before I talk about the beta, Steve, I'm very, very excited to see the progress you have made. Steve started off a beginner when I first met him. He's just getting into the sport. Man, he's improved so much. So it's really good to see. I would say he's no longer a beginner, that's for sure. So as far as the beta goes, I've been getting asked quite a bit, actually. How does it compare to the 300, the KTM 300 I had, the XCW? And I'm going to be honest with you, better. It feels way better. Oh man, I done upset a bunch of people now, I'm sure. So, the KTM, right? If I can put this in perspective, the stock suspension is pretty freaking soft. Softer than this. Yeah, I like these better. They feel more stable at higher speed. Of course, this bike probably weighs 10 pounds more than a KTM does. This is all just personal preference. I feel like the little bit of extra weight on this thing gives it it's less twitchy at speed. And when you're hitting things like roots and ruts and things, it feels like it's not your typical two-stroke twitchiness. It feels a little bit more stable. So for me, this bike feels perfect. I'm absolutely in love, and no, I am not getting rid of this one. I learned my lesson when I had to get rid of my KTM 300. I actually had to get rid of it to free up some credit to buy this house, buy this place. It worked out, but it was a long year and a half without a KTM. Well, it was more like a year. It was a long year without a two-stroke, a race bike, you know. It was depressing. So I learned my lesson with that. And then also I lucked into this beta feels better than my 300 did. I mean, don't get me wrong, both bikes are freaking, you know, the tip of the sword, the top of their game. But personal preference wise, I feel like this is better. It did not overheat. It did not boil over. Let me correct that. It did not boil over during that race, although you can hear it pinging. It was getting hot. It did not boil over, but it was getting hot. It was over a safe temperature. This thing does not have a fan on it. But I think that's really good compared to the KTM, which had a fan and boiled over in 15-degree weather. So yeah, as a plus for the beta, doesn't really boil over. This thing has quality control issues. I've already had a recall on the PCM here, the dash. I was riding one day with Jeff Lux actually, and the computer just randomly said, well, your bike's brand new again, 0 hours. Okay. So then this thing, from the time to time, it'll tell me I'm going 100 and some miles an hour through here, if you watch the display. So I gotta get a new one of those. The starter wire, like I said in one of my videos, was missing a nut and was free floating. The horn stopped working. So a bunch of random electronics, typical of Italians. But other than that, fucking runs flawlessly. Starts every time, no problems. So yeah, all in all, I'm very happy with this beta. Sorry, Steve, I gotta do it. I gotta go for a pass. Last lane coming up. Nope, wouldn't do it. Dang, I can't pass Steve. See, I told you he's a good rider.